Hi, my name is Lori Iverson, and I wanted to take this opportunity to tell you a little bit about my personal experience with cancer and how immensely exercise helped me through that. It's actually still helping me to this day. The first time that I was diagnosed with metastatic breast cancer about 5 years ago, I was in really great shape and had been an athlete most of my life, and I relied upon everything that I knew to sort of take on cancer and battle it. And it served me well during that first experience, and I even tried to sort of share my added energy with other people and encourage them to be more active during their treatment. The second time was a very different story, and I found myself in bed for almost a year, and going for a walk out to my back deck was a challenge. I think for people who find themselves in that position at any time during their treatment or after treatment, or even if you're someone who hasn't exercised in the past and feels somewhat intimidated by the idea of exercising, this video will be an incredible tool. It may seem really easy to some of you who, like me, consider yourself athletes, but believe me, cancer treatment can affect you in ways you never thought possible. And be prepared and keep this video, this DVD, by your side. And pull this video out on days when maybe you're feeling depressed or you are really tired, and do this. This will help you have a much quicker recovery in the long run and help you emotionally recover from cancer. So enjoy this experience using this DVD. I wish that I had something like this when I was first diagnosed, and I think it will be very beneficial to everyone in all stages of fitness and recovery. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Rachel Wood. I'm a cancer exercise specialist. I'm here to just talk to you about a few things I want you to keep in mind as you go through this exercise program. The first thing is your core. Your core encompasses the muscles through the abdominal wall, through the back, and through the sides of your rib cage. So as we move through these, I'm going to ask you to engage your core, and what I want you to think about is pulling the belly button in towards the spine, feeling a tightening of all these muscles through the stomach. The next thing I want you to keep in mind is your breathing. As we move from one position to the other, it's really important to breathe smoothly and slowly to ensure safety in all the movements. I'll be encouraging you to inhale and exhale at certain times, but at any given moment you can kind of just check in with yourself, and if you catch yourself holding your breath, just exhale smoothly. And the last point I want to mention is if at any time you're feeling fatigued or dizzy or need to stop, it's perfectly fine. Just go ahead and take a break. You can turn off the DVD or just rest for one of the movements and then rejoin when you're ready. There will be 3 different modifications shown. I'll be on the floor. Britta will be seated in the chair showing those modifications, and then Lori will be on an exercise ball. The exercise ball can be a little more challenging at times, so if you choose to use one of those, make sure you really think about good core control and smooth movements. Thank you very much and enjoy. So let's begin our warm-up with a reach overhead, extending your hands straight up, palms facing forward, keeping the core engaged. And as you exhale, bring your hands to your thighs and shift your hips back slightly, just until you feel your leg muscles working. Inhale, lifting up, full reach. And exhale, hands to your thighs, hips move back. If the overhead reach is uncomfortable for you, feel free to reach to the front. And exhale, bring your hips back, hands to your thighs. Let's do 2 more. Inhale, reaching up. You can wiggle your fingers if that feels good. And exhale, hands to your thighs, hips reach back. Keeping that core engaged. Breathe in, last time, overhead. Relaxing your neck. Exhale, hands to your thighs, hips reach back. And go ahead and stand. Bring your hands to your sides, palms facing in. Keeping your core nice and tight, we're going to slowly circle our arms out to the right and overhead, trying to create just minimal twisting through the torso using your core, and then alternating, going to the left, inhale, and exhale, coming around. Important to breathe, keeping your neck as relaxed as you can. If full circle doesn't feel comfortable for you, go ahead and just do partial range of motion. Inhale up to the left, and exhale down. Once more in each direction. Inhale to the right, keeping your core engaged, knees stay soft, so you're not locked out through the legs. And last time to the left, inhale. And exhale down, starting to feel some warmth through the core. Let's take our hands to our sides, take your feet just slightly wider with knees soft. Inhale, reaching out, arms to the sides, shoulders relaxed. And exhale, let's reach to the right, keeping our lower body as stable as you can. And with your next breath, reaching to your left, looking for a stretch in the side. Inhale, reaching to your right. Small bend in the knees is fine. And exhale, reaching to the left. Let's add a little twist at the wrist here, bringing our palm up as we reach to the right. And to the left, palm comes up, right palm reaches down. Inhale to the right. And exhale to the left. Once more in each direction. Inhale right. Big stretch through the side. And exhale left. And coming back to center. Arms reach out and slowly bring them down to your sides. Readjusting your feet below your hips. We're going to take some shoulder rolls to the back. Big inhale, rolling forward. Exhale, roll back. Feeling a stretch in your chest. Inhale. And exhale. This can be a little bigger or smaller if you need to. And all the way down. Let's go to the front. Inhale, pulling back. Exhale, rounding forward, stretching the upper back. Inhale, lift up. And exhale, forward. And once more, keeping that core engaged, neck relaxed. Arms down at your sides. We're going to move into wrist circles. You can either have your hands overhead or reaching out to the front if it's more comfortable. Let's just slowly circle our wrists to the outside. Think about pulling your shoulder blades down your back as you do this, keeping your neck relaxed. And changing directions, circling it towards the inside. Just breathing smoothly. And reaching up. And as you exhale, slowly bring the arms down to your sides and all the way to your hips. Hip circles are next. Feet can be slightly wide again, keeping the knees soft. We're going to circle to the right, coming out, and then back behind, keeping the knees slightly bent, core engaged, and keep breathing. You can start small with these, make them a little bigger if that feels comfortable for you. Looking for some stretching, some movement through the back of the legs, hips, low back, maybe through the belly. Once more to the right, inhale, and exhale round. And now going to your left, inhale. And if at any time you start to feel tired during these movements, please feel free to sit down and continue doing them. Inhale, coming forward, exhale back. Keep the knees soft, once more to the left, inhale, and exhale, reaching back. And go ahead and stand all the way up. With your arms just hanging loosely at your sides, let's turn our gaze to the right, finding a small stretch through the neck. And exhale, slowly turning to the left. Breathing smoothly, moving to the right. Just looking to a comfortable position for you, not overly twisting. Once more to the right, inhale. And exhale to the left. And go ahead and turn and face forward. Now breathing in, let's drop our chin down to our chest, gazing down at the floor, keeping your shoulders down. And exhale, bring your gaze up, just barely glancing at the ceiling. Small stretch to the front of your neck. Inhale, bring it down. Still thinking about keeping your core engaged. And exhale, lifting up, glancing at the ceiling. Once more down, inhale. And exhale, bringing your gaze up. Back to facing forward. Let's inhale, bring our chin down to our chest one more time, and keeping that chin tucked, slowly roll right ear towards right shoulder. And with the exhale, rolling left ear towards left shoulder. And inhale to the right. And exhale to the left. Keeping the chin down, core engaged last time in each direction. Inhale right. And exhale left. And go ahead and come back to center, chin tucks down, and then slowly round the head all the way up, face forward. All right, so let's begin with some pelvic tilts, practicing engaging our core muscles. So with your feet hip distance apart, your knees bent, take a breath in. Just feeling those muscles in your belly. And as you exhale, I want you to tilt your hips forward, pressing the small of your back down into the floor, feeling those deep abdominal muscles engage. And then inhale, hips will tilt back, releasing that position. And exhale, tilting the hips forward, engaging the core. Do this a few more times. Inhale, release. And exhale, pressing that back down, tilting the hips forward. Upper body should be nice and relaxed. Inhale, releasing. And exhale, tilting forward, tightening the core. And we'll go through that one more time. Breathing in, release that tilt. And exhale, forward, pressing down with the back. And release, coming back to a natural, relaxed spine. Taking your hands now out to the sides or to the sides of your chair. We're going to move through our torso a little bit, moving our knees. Keeping good control through the core. Let's inhale, drop the knees to the right, or moving the arms to the right, very smoothly. And as you exhale, pulling from the core muscles, bring those knees up and across to the left. So keeping the core engaged, pulling the belly button in towards the spine, or pressing it into the back of the chair. Moving your knees slowly side to side, breathing. Creating a small twisting stretch through the back and the hips. Exhale, pulling over to the right and to the left. And we'll go once more to each side. Inhale and exhale, pulling to the right, keeping the core tightly engaged. And to the left. Feel free to press the palms down to the floor for extra support. And exhale, pulling your knees up to center and releasing your arms down to your sides. Moving on to a hamstring stretch now. Let's take two hands behind our right thigh, gently pulling that knee in towards your chest until you feel the beginnings of a stretch through the back of the leg. Inhale, relax your shoulders, and exhale, extend that heel out or leaning forward slightly in the chair, finding a stretch through the back of the hamstring, upper thigh, and maybe into the back of the calf as well. So holding the stretch for about 15 more seconds. You can continue to hold behind your thigh, or for a deeper stretch, sliding your hands up behind the calf. If you choose that option, make sure you keep your shoulder blades down and you don't ever pull directly on the knee. And continuing to breathe smoothly here. And one more inhale. Exhale, I'm going to rebend my knee first, and then slowly bring that foot down to the floor. Going to the other side, two hands behind the left thigh, pulling that knee in. Inhale here, and exhale, extending that heel up, moving with the exhale, finding a stretch through the hamstring, allowing for differences from side to side. Again, you have the option of sliding your hands behind your calf for a slightly deeper stretch, keeping your knees slightly bent, and just breathing here. Still thinking about keeping your core engaged, upper body's relaxed and supported on the mat. A couple more breaths. And one more inhale, and exhale, slowly rebend that knee, and then slowly bring that foot down to the floor. Bringing your hands down to the side again, moving into some bridges, strengthening the core. Let's inhale, engage our core, tilting forward slightly in the hips, and then as you exhale, slowly peeling the hips off the mat, coming up into a bridge, so feeling the glute muscles engaged, leg muscles working. Small stretch through the back, and with the exhale, slowly coming down. Breathing in here, re-engage the core, and exhale, lifting up. Pressing the feet into the floor, and inhale, slowly coming down, one vertebrae at a time, bringing it back down to the mat, hips come down, and with the next exhale, again, peeling your hips up off the floor, lifting, squeezing through the core muscles, through the hips, glutes, and legs. And inhale, slowly coming down. And one more time, inhale and exhale, peeling up into a bridge, pressing through the feet. And inhale, slowly coming down. And release those hips all the way down, relax your belly. Next, we're going to stretch our inner thighs, bringing your arms out to the sides and the soles of the feet together. Slowly with your breath and keeping your core engaged, let your knees drop away from each other. This can be done seated as well with a wide stance. Looking for a nice stretch through the inner thighs and groin muscles. And mostly just letting gravity do the work here. Continuing to breathe, trying to release the muscles in your back, just letting them sink into the mat. And as we find that stretch through these muscles, let's go ahead and add a small twist, bringing our gaze to the right. Finding a stretch through your neck. If you're seated, you can also bring your shoulder across. And with your next breath, go ahead and turn your head to the other direction. And breathing over to the right. And to the left. And one more time into each side. Inhale to the right. And exhale to the left. And bringing your gaze back to forward. Arms drop to your sides. Let's slowly bring the knees back up, sitting up. And thinking about re-engaging those core muscles, we're going to do some marching. You can start in 2 different positions here. Feet on the floor is a slightly less challenging position. Feet lifting, shins parallel to the floor is a slightly more challenging position to begin in. So you can decide which one feels right for you. So when we march, we're thinking about moving from our core again, slowly bringing one heel down, touching, and then pulling it back up to the starting position. You want to move the same speed on the way up as the way down, and continue to breathe. Inhale, coming down, nice and tight through the core. Exhale, pulling back up. Inhale down, and exhale up. It's just like when we did our pelvic tilts, thinking about pressing that low back down, keeping the core muscles engaged, and breathing. With the left inhale, and exhale up, and just once more. For each side, you can see some other options Britta and Lori are showing you. Inhale down with the left, and exhale up. Let's bring one foot down at a time, and release the core, resting. Good, so moving now onto our side. We're gonna use our hands to help move safely. Bringing one arm up to support your head and your neck, starting to lengthen out on the mat, engaging your core. And then with your hand or with a towel, reaching down for that top leg and very slowly pulling that foot back until you feel a stretch through the front of your left thigh, your quadriceps. And once you have that stretch, just go ahead and hold it and breathe, still thinking about keeping your core engaged, relaxing your shoulders, supporting your head. Thinking about lifting the chest. And one more breath in. And exhale, slowly release that foot, bringing the knees back together. And you can go ahead and move slowly into your other side. I'm going to turn this direction. Moving safely from one side to the next, using your arms to lower yourself back down on the mat. And again, thinking about supporting your head and neck, lengthening through the torso, engaging your core, and then reaching down for the top leg. Grabbing hold and very slowly pulling back until you find a stretch in the front of the thigh through your quadriceps. And while you stay here and breathe, keeping your core engaged the entire time. Lifting your chest forward, maybe pressing your right hip forward slightly, can deepen this stretch. Let's take one more breath in. And exhale, release that foot down. Now staying on this same side, I'm going to bring my shoulder down to the floor, bring my head down, bring my palms together, and bend my knees and curl up slightly. So moving into a twist here, let's start with an inhale. Palms pressed together, and exhale. Top hand is going to come off the bottom hand as we reach across to the other side Feeling a twist through the back and an opening through the chest. It's really important to keep this left shoulder, the bottom shoulder, down on the floor. If you're having difficulty bringing the hand all the way across, it can feel really good to bend that elbow, bring the fingertips to the shoulder. Or if that feels comfortable for you, extending straight out, reaching the fingers away from each other. Continue to stay engaged through the core and breathe. Let's take one more inhale and exhale, moving from the core. Bring that top hand back across to meet the bottom. And then moving to the other side safely, pushing up to seated. You can also just turn to your other side of the mat if that's more comfortable for you. And coming down, bringing the palms together, bending the knees, starting with an inhale. And exhale, bring that top hand up and over. Opening through the chest, twisting through the back, keeping the right shoulder down on the floor this time. You can bring your head down towards your bottom hand. You are reaching the fingertips apart, creating a deeper stretch through the chest. And again, you have the option of bending that left elbow if that full arm is too intense through the shoulder, through the chest. And breathe in. And exhale, pulling from the core, bring that top hand across, palms come together. Now we're just going to move onto our back. So keeping our knees bent, using our arms for support, moving onto our back, comfortable position. And then go ahead one leg at a time, extend them out along the mat, making sure some part of your leg is always touching. And then one arm at a time, reaching overhead. Nice and relaxed, try and keep your neck loose, breathing in. And exhale, let's reach through the fingers and toes. Maybe wiggling the fingers a little bit, pointing the toes, just creating a full body stretch while keeping as much tension out of your neck as you can. Maybe moving your hips a little side to side, if that feels comfortable for you. Kind of a first thing in the morning kind of stretch. Breathe in. And then bringing the arms down slowly. And then re-bending the knees one at a time. So we're now going to move over to our hands and knees. So coming to your side to begin with, keeping the knees bent. Use your arms to push yourself up to a seated position. And then moving to your hands and knees slowly. Feel free to put extra padding beneath your knees if that's uncomfortable for you. We want our hands about shoulder distance apart, lined up beneath your shoulders, knees hip distance apart. So we're going to move through our spine here, moving with our breath. Inhale, let's lift our head, lift our hips. Dropping the belly down, pulling the shoulder blades back. And exhale, rounding through, dropping your chin, tucking your hips down and pressing your upper back towards the ceiling. And then on the next inhale, lifting the head, lifting the hips. And exhale, coming through. Continue to move through that. Inhale, lifting the head and hips. And creating a nice stretch to the back, drop the hips down. And one more time, inhale, bringing your gaze up, pulling the shoulders back. And exhale. Coming back to a neutral position now. Getting a nice flat back. We're going to stretch our shoulders, starting with the right hand. Really important for these to keep your core engaged the whole time. So with an inhale, let's pick that right hand up. And then with the exhale, I want you to bring the right hand underneath the left, slowly bending in the left arm as I reach my right hand forward. You can come down as far as feels comfortable for you, looking for a stretch through the right shoulder, back of the right shoulder, and through your spine. And continue to breathe here. If it's comfortable for you to rest your head on the mat, go ahead and do that. And holding this for 2 more breaths. Inhale. And exhale, reaching to the fingertips of the right hand. 1 more inhale. And exhale, pressing through the left hand, keeping the core nice and tight. Push yourself back up to tabletop. And we'll go ahead and move to the other side here. Breathing in, picking that left hand up, and exhale, bringing it underneath the right arm. Palm rotates up. And again, you can come all the way down where your head is touching the mat, or if it's more comfortable for you to be slightly lifted, that's also fine. Keep your core tight, keep your breathing smooth, keep your body as relaxed as you can. And inhale, exhale, pushing back up, replacing that hand beneath the left shoulder. Let's go ahead and take our knees slightly wider than our hips now. Try and relax your shoulders and your neck. Take a big inhale. And as you exhale, we're just going to move our hips back towards our heels. Bringing our chest down towards the floor. And if it's comfortable for you, go ahead and walk the arms out, creating a little bit of opposition in this stretch. You can also bend the elbows in front. And just breathe here as you drop your forehead towards the floor. Feeling a stretch through the shoulders, through the back, through the hips. And one more inhale. And exhale, slowly bring our hips back up towards our hands. Reposition your hands underneath your shoulders, knees below your hips. And we're going to move into a comfortable position here. So I'm going to go ahead and move down onto one side, lowering myself down to the mat, and roll onto my back. If it's more comfortable for you to stay in that previous stretch, you have that option. If you prefer to be seated, it's also a great option. So finding a comfortable position for you. Just go ahead and release our arms to our sides, release your legs, relax your gaze. And on this first inhale, let's think about tensing the muscles in your face, just wrinkling up your forehead a little bit, maybe tightening your jaw. And then exhale, just trying to release all those muscles through the face, maybe opening and closing your mouth a few times. And on your next inhale, think about lifting through the shoulders, tightening through the arms, tensing all the muscles through the arms and shoulders. And as you exhale, release the arms. Let the shoulders fall a little farther away from your ears. Let your hands sink down into the floor. On the next inhale, think about tightening through the core, tightening through your belly, feeling your low back tighten, lifting away from the mat or the chair. And exhale, release all those muscles through your core, through your abdomen. Your legs may fall a little farther out to the side. And on this next inhale, think about tensing and tightening through the glute muscles, through your legs, through the upper part of the legs here. And exhale, release, sinking a little farther into the floor. And down to the lower part of the legs. Inhale, maybe flexing the feet, tightening the calves, tightening the shins, stretching up your toes. And exhale, try and let all those muscles go. And so we're just going to spend about 20 seconds here just breathing, trying to stay as relaxed as possible on the mat. It's nice to just do a mental checklist, kind of going head to toe, seeing if there's any other pockets of tension in your body, and just trying to breathe into that. Feel free to close your eyes at this point. And just notice how your body feels. How it feels differently from when you began, just the looseness and the fluidity in the muscles.